Hello, all you beautiful friends. My name is Donna Raymond from donnaraymond.com.au and wisewoman.com. I've been in a bit of a, I wouldn't say it's a funk. Like I feel like my energy body is really high vibed, but I am in transition at the moment. Like I'm kind of coming out of this really restrictive cocoon that I felt like I have been forcibly been in due to my role as a mother with a very sensitive child, and it's taken a lot longer than I had hoped. My third baby, so we're 19 months through now. The eye teeth are cutting, and I'm like at the precipice of the transition and the change is coming, but we're not quite there yet. So we'll wait for these teeth to cut, and that means that, there'll be a bit more freedom in that sense that I will be consciously weaning then and, bringing my body back to myself. But this journey that I've been on in particularly the last month, it's really solidified, is about stepping deeper into myself and fully embodying myself. And I had realized that I have been holding myself back a lot and not speaking my truth, not voicing it, not to those around me that it really concerns. I mean, in the big picture scope of sharing my message. And that's with respects to developing my wisdom school and the big calling that I have felt come through my womb. So as I was tuning into my womb space the other day, I was like checking in, as I do every single day, and, just asking her what I need to know, and seeing what's taking up space in there, perhaps, emotions or shadow energies that I'm not ready to look at, because, doing shadow work does require energy. It is quite taxing. Processing emotions can become so exhausting. And if you're looking after little people and you have those dependents, you really have to choose your timing of when to go on the descent to bring yourself up, because we've got to be there for our children as well. So sometimes as a mother you kind of do have to we'll look at that and we'll go a bit deeper and we'll explore it. So as I was tuning in yesterday, a huge message that came through, and it almost kind of knocked me to my knees, that there's a fierce mama residing in my womb, my wise woman, and she is like, sister girl, get out of your story, and it's time to get back up on your feet and dust yourself up, and you've got a job to do, you've got some work to do. And essentially what she said to me in a roundabout way, quite clearly, in a kind of non-verbal dialogue, more of an energetic speak, was to the essence of stop abusing yourself. And by that, my self-abuse has come from me not expressing myself fully and not allowing myself or creating the space that I so desperately yearn from, to be in that state of flow, to be able to share from my heart, to speak my truth and share my messages and trust whatever comes through and the divine downloads, no matter how crazy or ranty or mystical or whatever they are, is to simply get out of the way and to allow it come through. And so what has been happening in the last 18 months is I have been damming, like a dam wall, that conscious stream, that flow. And in doing so, have found myself incredibly frustrated, because I'm in that sense of divide. I'm in that divided heart space of my role and duty as a mother, which is one aspect that fills me with joy and in service. But a huge part is my big purpose work, which is beyond just the simplistic home domestic lifestyle of rearing children. I know that is super important, but it's like this thing is tugging at me going, come on. Like every little bit counts. Keep making a step, keep creating, keep doing little bit by little bit. And so I have found myself sneaking moments whenever I can to write down bits here and there. I'm literally creating by the skin of my teeth some days, is just trying to find whatever I can to create. Could you leave, please? And So anyway, what I wanted to share with this video is a reminder, as we all need, is a reminder to come back to the wisdom within, to create that space, to prioritize that space, that breathing space, to be able to drop in. And the beautiful tools that I have been working with, as most of you know, I have shared, and I haven't been super public about it because this is sacred work for me, is working with the essential oils. So I have aligned my business with doTERRA, and it has taken me probably about 6 months of felt the calling really strongly, and was like, whoop, okay, here I am. The plants are speaking to me. I'm meant to be an advocate. I'm meant to be a voice for that natural plant medicine and the vibrational medicine as well that comes through that, which is, for lots of people, it's super woo-woo and cosmic and fluffy, but for a lot of people, it is, it creates transformational experiences working with these beautiful oils. And so it's taken me about 6 months to really kind of tune into where I fit with it and how I serve, and allowing myself to do it in the way that feels natural to me and called through. So a lot of that is to do with sacred ceremonies and ritual work and personal empowerment practices that go beyond all of our stories. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is or any beliefs or whatever. The fact is that these beautiful plant medicines can serve us when we choose to remember to use them. So today I am being called to use spearmint. So I just wanted to share this little practice with you. So I use my oils aromatically. Most of the time I'll just sniff them straight out of the bottle because I've got my diffusers in the bedrooms, because my house is, I live in the rainforest, so it's quite open. So there's no point in diffusing in the space because we're not really getting the aromatic benefits, because, you can't hardly even smell it with the diffuser going on. So I reserve the diffusers for nighttime or in the morning. But aromatically, I will use straight out of the bottle. I do have aromatic jewelry, really, really beautiful jewelry. But I don't know if anyone knows, I haven't been able to adorn myself because of little people pulling at you and breaking stuff. So it's kind of like, I'll get back into that celebration of self soon. It's coming. So anyway, spearmint, I want to share with you. It is known as the oil of confidence speech, and it goes further than that. So if you are a creative, if you're a writer, and you I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but when the muse starts to dance through me, I feel her, and she comes in from the right, and it's like this trickle, and these words come. That's how all my medicine songs come in, or songs when I was in a band back in the day, poetry, writing. It comes in from this side, and I can sense it in almost like the energetic periphery. I'm like, oh, here it comes. And most of the time it's like, shit, get yourself ready. Find a scrap piece of paper to write down, a bus ticket, a docket, like whatever I've got, my phone, in a draft on my email. And then there's sometimes where I'll be like, no, I'm not ready yet. And if that's okay, if that message is can then come through somebody else, it will leave my field. But if it doesn't, it'll keep knocking. And that normally happens at around between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And it literally is like this energetic hand poking me in the face, telling me to wake up. You've got some really awesome stuff to create that's going to help transform people's lives, right? So, tangent. Spearmint. So I like to use spearmint. I've got my fractionated coconut oil here. I apply that diluted. So I just put a little squeeze in the palm of my hand. I'm just going to apply, 2 drops snuck out then. Sometimes you get sneaky little ones coming through. So I'll use that, smell that aromatically out of the bottle, which is fantastic because what happens is it's penetrating through the olfactory bulb, and it then reaches the amygdala where it is processed through the limbic system. Now the limbic system is one of the oldest parts of the brain, and it processes emotions and stored memories. So this is really powerful if you're doing deep transformational work, or perhaps you're doing trauma work as well. It's the essential oils are a really beautiful support on the emotional level, that they can help access these places, but we don't need to go into the story of it, because as with trauma, when we go into the story too much, we can actually reanimate it, and the body cannot differentiate between then and now. So we'll kind of have those physiological symptoms as if it was happening here and there. So it's really important to be mindful of that when you're doing this type of work. So I'm using spearmint and I'm placing it here on my throat to allow me to be able to express myself clearly. Hang on a second, sweet. I'm just recording a video. Could you wait outside for me, please? And I will be with you in a second. We're going to have little people in the background of this video. So applying it to the throat in a loving way. And I would then say affirmations. And now you could create your own ones, but a lot of what's coming through me now is... What is coming through now? Hang on a second, I'll just drop in. Your message will come through clearly. It will be received by those who need to hear it. Your message comes from a place of love and truth and caring. It is safe for you to be heard and seen in the world. Now I'll then breathe that in, and the beautiful part about working with spearmint is, yes, so this is fantastic, like if you were doing video blogs and you needed a little bit of confidence in that, perhaps you've got some public speaking and you're feeling a little bit nervous, or you have some anxious feelings kind of bubbling up, you can really use this oil, because it's really quite... It's not as sharp as peppermint, like it's beautiful mint, so it's elevating, but it kind of just creates that buffer of clarity as well. But I find spearmint is quite soothing and brings you into your body. We have someone else to say hello. So the beautiful part about working with this is that it helps for me to alleviate the blocks that I have with writing. When you feel like there is so much inside you that you kind of don't even know where to start, you don't know where to begin, and it almost becomes a big jumble inside your head. Well, inside my head, I'm speaking from experience here. And so spearmint allows me to penetrate that space, and it's like a beautiful cleansing wash in my imaginative kind of mental load of all the other stuff that I am kind of processing in this space. And women, we do this a lot. We carry a lot of we process a lot of emotions constantly, and also, you know, we're micro organizing and managing and making connection points between many different things, and this is very challenging for a lot of women to switch off. It's like if you've ever with a mother and she is working, you don't really have the children in the space, because it's really hard to switch off from connecting to their, you know, the child's needs and still staying focused with what you want to do. So in that, I just want to share tantrum time. This is my life. Welcome to it. A mumpreneur. Spearmint will really create that space for you to kind of, I have this vision of like me kind of swimming through all this information and wisdom and all the things that I want to say, and never knowing how to initiate it sometimes, particularly if you have been stopping the flow of creativity, or if you have been aware that you are not in that state of flow when you really want to be, and you're doing it either because you're in resistance, there's a block there, or perhaps you have to surrender to where your life is at the moment, and knowing that, yes, okay, I do have this capacity to share my message, to speak, but right now my priority is on here, and so that we get to choose where our focus is as well. I'm feeling a lot clearer already, and perhaps I'll start using spearmint before I do all of my video blogs from now on, and then maybe we won't go on these wild tangents and like crazy analogies and stuff that come through me sometimes. But anyway, that's a little video that I wanted to share with you today. I would encourage you to be using spearmint when you're feeling like things aren't coming through clearly. Spearmint actually would be really, really beautiful to complement cacao sacred medicine work. So if you're working with cacao, cacao's the energy of the heart, and it really taps into that womb energy. It's so beautiful to be able to access that womb space and your womb wisdom, but it also has a really beautiful ability to tap into the subconscious and for you to articulate what is happening there really clearly. So this would kind of work hand in hand. I wouldn't put the spearmint in with the cacao. I would be using this topically and aromatically as well. And yeah, making sure you're using it safely. So diluting first, unless of course you've got a bit of experience with how your body responds to the oils. For me, I know that spearmint is... I don't have skin sensitivities to that. So the interesting part about diluting though is it just allows the absorption rate of the essential oil to kind of go through the dermal layers a lot easier because they are highly volatile. They do evaporate really quickly. So when you use it with a carrier oil, it just gives your body that chance to absorb as much as the drop as possible. So spearmint fingers. So much love. Many blessings to you. I hope you are having a phenomenal day and that, yeah, what are we? We're a Saturday today. I'm totally scared. I've had about an hour's sleep. Teething is fun. Not for me, not for Luca. That's total sarcasm there. All right, love you. Bye.